Hello again everyone. In this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to build your track up in the session view. This is what makes Ableton so unique, and this is also how other DAWs have copied Ableton in terms of workflow. It's really intuitive, and it also allows you to play your computer like an instrument, so it's like you're jamming in everything in live. Last week we took a look at Vital, where we added in pads just to add some more texture. So let's have a listen to what I've made so far, but I'm just going to pretty much improvise from here and just start building elements, adding a few loops in and developing scenes. So we've got a basis of a track. I'm going to start building this up now. This is going to be part one, and then we're going to look at some more elements, and later on we'll move to part two as we start to develop it into a full track before we record it into the arrangement view. So I'm just going to delete this Vital out because we don't need it at the minute. So I'm just going to rename this. So this is our main drum rack. However, I'm going to just split this into two sections, and later on we'll split this even more. I do like to have my drums on separate groups, so when it comes to mixing it's much easier. So this one's going to be my kick drum, and the other ones will be, I'll just put other drums for now, and later on we'll split this even more. Other drums. Okay, so then in this one I'm just going to delete all these elements out, so it's just a kick, and then again here. Now this allows us to have these on a separate channel, so if I just press play, I've got all these on a separate channel. Now next thing I do is just start adding a few more loops. I'm going to go into my sample pack. Again, I'll link you to my sample pack so you can download it for free. I just want to add some extra melodies in here. So if I go to samples, Northern Sound samples, in here I've got some music loops, and we're working in G minor. So I'm going to add this quick melody dub just here. It might be too loud when I press play, but let's just see how it fits. Pretty much fits. We just need a little bit of delay to add to the end of it because it does cut abruptly. So we're going to use what we call send and returns. I will do a full video on this later on, but basically if we add a delay to this and then add the same delay on separate channels, it's going to really eat up your CPU, and it's also going to, if you choose different delays, you're going to have loads of different delay times. I know I've already used one echo on here, but I try to avoid using loads of different ones, as you have loads of different delay times and it can get quite messy in your music production. So there's a really cool delay in here. If you type in go mid and just drag this on to this channel, and then if I just solo this, I'm going to bring the send up all the way up to the top. So you can hear it carries on. Now if I show you this, if I have this delay on this channel, and if I want to turn it off, you'll hear it just ends abruptly. So this is the reason also why we put it on the send channel, and you can just control this as well as sending loads of other instruments to the same send, so they go into the same delay. So I'm just going to add a little bit of delay onto this, and then I'm going to keep building the track. So I want to add some just effects in the background just to add a bit more depth. This is quite a cool one. I want this modulated in the background. So if I press play, it's looping around a bit too much. I don't want it to be as obvious. I might bring it out later, but I'm going to start it about here. And I'm going to make it sure that it's not fully going over 2 bars. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to change this to here. So now this is offbeat. This is going to change every time it loops round. So it's just going to create different variations. If I press play. I'm getting quite happy with this loop. I'm going to keep adding more to it and keep developing elements. So one thing I am going to add is just a 909 hi-hat. So if we go to drums, drag in the 909 core kit, I'm just going to add the 909 on the offbeat. So if we just open up a MIDI clip and then program in the 909 here. Now this sounds quite intense. If you click on the 909 hi-hat, just bring down the decay. I think I want to edit that even more, so if we click on this, let's have a look at the sample itself. Bring down that one. There we go. And we can even on here as well pitch it up or down. So again, quite enjoying how this is built at the minute. I'm just going to type 909 hat, and I'm going to drag this next to the other drums. So this here is, I'm going to put full loop. So this on the right hand side is our scenes. So what we do is we build this up in Ableton where you can change different scenes to happen. So when you press play on the next scene, you can change it from a full loop, you might have less, or you might have your breakdown that comes into the full loop. So if I duplicate this, and I'm just going to take the kick drum out for a minute, and the 909 hi-hat, and maybe the bass sub, so you can have a listen to this. And I'm just going to put a break. So if I press play on this scene, I've deleted elements out so you can hear it just on its own. So there you can hear me jumping from different elements. That sounded a bit abrupt. I might actually just take different elements out and build it up. So I'm actually going to delete this one, keep the full loop. And I'm thinking this full loop, I might go into the breakdown with something similar to this. If I just press play, and then I'll just take the kick drum out, the other drums, bring them in. And I'm gonna listen to this. I'm thinking of this going down, so this will be breakdown 1. And then this is gonna come down into a breakdown 2, and I'm going to take out the sub at this point, and I might even take out the main chords. So I've changed it down to breakdown 3. So then on this one, if I bring this out so you can see, on this one I'm going to bring this bass out as well. Then I'll start coming into this part here. Obviously it's not going to sound like it's fully dropping at the minute because we're not in the arrangement view. We've not got all the other elements like snare roll-ups and everything else, but this is just a really good way to just start building ideas and thinking about how your track's going to sound. So this one's going to be drop. Now on here I might actually change this melody. I might delete this out so the chords are not in, and there's an extra melody in this sample pack. I might try, so we go perk, wrong one, music loops, quick dub melody, and drag this one in. That melody's just adding something completely different from what we had before, so we've got this in. Now again later on when we come to the arrangement we might drop things out and just make it really obvious that's coming in, or we might even do it a different way. We might even have it so these chords come in on the drop, and we might have these melodies that come in earlier on. Again, that's just a different way to experiment with different parts coming in at different points. So this would be like, now this changes to bridge because this isn't the full loop. So this would be the bridge where you bring elements out. So before the bridge, you might even have pretty much your full loop. So you'd put full loop again. So then before the bridge, if you delete this kick drum out, you have that this in. So then this is me just experimenting and just seeing what sounds good. Obviously you've heard quite a rough version here, and this is me how I would be arranging tracks and just seeing what works and what doesn't. I hope this video helps you. Next week we're going to take a look at adding some percussion from a sample pack and using the grain delay to create some cool textures in the background, just fill in some more space. And we're just going to keep building the track up in the session view, and then we're going to record it into the arrangement view. Again, if any of these techniques help you, please send over any tracks you are making. I'd love to hear what you're all making. Thank you everyone.